Hey Nick. All right. Okay. I think I can jive with most of what you're saying. Reincarnation sounds like a pretty funky idea, and we should probably work out exactly what the mechanics of it might be. Or if it's even feasible at all. Maybe it's not. Um, you said that for reincarnation to actually work, we would need to suppose that the soul was immaterial and immortal, that it didn't die with the decomposition of the body, the nervous system, and the brain. Um, and for you, Nick, it seems, well, more than seems, you said this, that immateriality is synonymous with non existence. So if something cannot be detected in the outside world, it's not real, right? Now, you said space time when you were talking about um, something immaterial that exists outside of space time and so is therefore not real. But time, I mean, since Einstein, space and time are supposedly the same thing, but um, I don't think we should just collapse them into a single concept. Time is different than space in the sense that space is extended and time um, is not. It's not extended. Um, you could almost say it's intended, because time is really the domain of the soul. Um, we talk about the soul remembering, but really it's more the body that is responsible for remembering the past, forming impressions based on experience and storing them in the physiology of the nervous system. The soul, though, seems to be focused more on the future. The soul is about intention, about desire, about goals, certain moral and ethical attitudes. Um, and so it's future directed, really, and the future is immaterial. I mean, so is the past, except the past, we can see the effect of the past. And perhaps you could also see the effect of the future, though in a different way. You know, for a materialist, evolution is just the inheritance of random mutations from the past. If you understand evolution from a spiritual perspective, say, uh, there's also the influence of the future, which is, from a sort of Teilhardian perspective. Teilhard de Chardin, the Jesuit paleontologist, recognized that possibly, just based on his own observation of the universe as science had described it, there seemed to be an omega point, a point towards which the universe was being drawn. Standard materialist evolution, Darwinian evolution, doesn't really admit this sort of a teleological view of evolution. There is no influence by the future on the present. Only the past has something to say about what exists now. Um, and I think if we were going to try to talk about the soul in a way that it actually was still a useful word to use, uh, it would be in the sense that it's that aspect of our being which is concerned with the future. Um, but when we ask, what reincarnates, I wouldn't say the soul is what, the individual soul, the individual personality is what reincarnates. I would say it's more likely that collective deeds are passed on. They reincarnate. This is what karma means. It at first glance looks like Buddhism and the doctrine of karmic inheritance are in contradiction to one another, because the Buddhists say there is no soul, there is no self. So what reincarnates, right? Well, not the soul, but collective deeds, actions reincarnate, are inherited, passed on to the future. So what you do as, a collection of inherited causes from the past, which has its own sort of unity, what you do with that unity will be inherited in a similar fashion by the unities, the other persons who don't yet exist but will exist in the future. So karma reincarnates, not souls. And, if we were to try to then understand why it is that some people have memories of lives past, maybe we could understand it in terms of archetypes being reenacted, archetypes of the collective unconscious. So in a sense, Hitler and Alexander the Great and Napoleon, Genghis Khan, these historical figures are reenactments of the same underlying archetypal principle in the collective unconscious of the human species. And so for someone today to feel like they're remembering the life of Napoleon, what they're remembering is the archetypal correspondence of their life to the life of Napoleon. It's not as though the actual discrete individual soul of Napoleon was reincarnated into the present moment as them. It's just they are a manifestation of the same underlying pattern that expresses itself in multiple individuals throughout human history. So, let me know if you buy any of that. Let me know if you think it's crazy or mushy or phantasmagorical or new agey or too San Francisco. But at least let me know what you think. And I'm going to let this video just sort of run itself out here, just in case YouTube decides to cut it short. So this is it. You can stop watching now if it continues past this point.